Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hilary and I'm a medium psychic. And like I told you guys, I put a post in the community page last night and I told you guys that I was going to do a reading or do a spiritual teaching today for you. But if you're new here, welcome to my channel. On my channel, I do true crime readings and I do tarot card readings and I do spiritual teachings like I'm going to do today. And I do this because this is part of my purpose here on this earth. And I talk more about that in previous videos and more about my gifts and how they work in my previous videos as well. So I'm not really going to get into that today. But I am going to get into a spiritual teaching today. And I hope you guys don't mind, but I do have my 4-year-old daughter with me at home today. So she may be in and out of the video. So I hope you don't mind. I am also a mom of 4, so I have a 13-year-old, 10-year-old, 4-year-old, and 3-year-old. My 4-year-old's usually in school, but she's home today. And my 3-year-old is usually always home because he is not in school yet. So it's a bit of a struggle for me to be on here doing videos. It's also a bit of a struggle for me to be on here, or a bit of a struggle for me to just do anything in general lately because of the epidemic and everything going on, because I also have a shop where I sell my handmade candles. If you're interested in that, the description or the link for that is below in the description box. I also am a published deck artist, creator, so I have 4 decks that are published right now in my online shop as well. So if you want to check them out, that's also in the link to that, to my shop, is also in my description box. I also used to do a podcast, but we just didn't have time to do that at all. And a bunch of things happened, so we no longer do the podcast, which sucks, but it is what it is. So usually I write a script because when I channel messages with my spirit guides and I talk to you guys about what I've learned through my gifts and through the other side, it's kind of hard for me to sit here and blab on about it because I'll just go on and on and on and it won't make sense. So I usually write a script to sort of keep me on track with what I'm talking about. I'm also ADHD, so that could be why. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about overcoming fear and why overcoming fear is so important. And it's something that we all have. We all have fear, okay? But there are 2 kinds of fears. So there is a purpose to our fears, and our fears do have relevance. But there are different types of fears, as we know. There's a fear that tells us not to do something. So this could be something telling you to not go to that party or not meet up with that person or go on that date. But that's also our intuition or our soul telling us not to do something. And that's the type of fear that we're not going to be talking about today. Today I want to talk about a different type of fear, which is more of a deep-rooted fear, and it's the ones that were planted into us sometime in our lifetime, or also ones that were put into our soul contract before we came here and reincarnated on this earth. These are the ones that make us feel like we can't do something, okay? For example, like a little voice in our head that's telling us we can't be successful, or we can't be alone, we have to be with someone in a relationship all the time, we can't buy a house, we're not good enough, we can't drive, we can't get a job. It's that fear that prevents us from going after usually a dream that we want to go after as well. And this type of fear is actually stored in our solar plexus chakra, which is just above your navel, which is also where our child self is stored along with memories, okay? So you're going to feel this fear in your solar plexus, like I said, and it does sort of feel like it's the same fear that I was talking about previously, where something is telling you not to go somewhere or not to do something. You will feel both of them in your gut, and we're going to discuss how to know the difference and stuff, okay? So first we're going to talk about how do we conquer this fear that I'm talking about. So when a fear comes up, I don't want you to ignore this fear. I want you to instead acknowledge it and ask yourself 2 things. 1, am I scared because I don't want to do this? Or 2, am I scared because my gut is telling me not to do it and it's not healthy for me? So that is the difference between the two fears, even though you feel them both in your gut. One will tell you, don't do it because it's not good for you, like don't go down that alley or don't turn that corner. But the other type of fear is the one that we sort of carry around with us everywhere. Like I said, it's kind of like the one that comes from our ego that's telling us that we can't do something. Now, a lot of you will say that the fear that you're thinking of is the first one I was talking about, for the one that was saying it's not healthy for you because you feel it in your gut. But like I said, there are good fears and there are bad fears, okay? There's my little girl. That's Macy. Do you want to say hi? So the good ones are the ones that we put into our soul contract before we come to Earth. So this is the fear that we are actually supposed to overcome and push ourselves to overcome. What are you doing? Sticking your tongue out? You want to say hi? Open your zipper. You're gonna be cold. You're wearing your little she's wearing her unicorn onesie. Everything that Macy wears is unicorn. She loves unicorns, right? She absolutely loves them. So everything you'll see her wear is unicorns usually. Do you want to say hi, or are you just gonna make weird noises? Okay, so sorry, but so that is the fear that we are supposed to overcome, the one that we usually put in our soul contract and we came here to overcome it. And one that it's sort of like, it also makes us feel sort of frozen. I'm trying to explain it like we can't do something. But what is actually happening is the crown chakra, and this is where you receive guidance from your spirit guides and from the other side, and we all receive guidance. What's happening is the crown chakra is being activated, and your guides are coming through and sending you messages to go do the things that you think you can't do. So go buy the house, get your license, go to school, apply for that job, etc. And what's happening is it's actually going through the crown chakra to your third eye, to your throat, to your heart chakra, to your solar plexus. It's sort of like an energy that's going through, and that's why you're feeling it in your gut as well. And so you're asking, why are they doing this? And like I said, it's because this is something that you most likely put in your soul contract for you to overcome in this lifetime on this earth. And this is also known as a blueprint, sort of like a blueprint. A lot of the times, an elephant. A lot of the times, we will also skip over these things in our lifetime, thinking that we will just forget about it and it will go away. This is actually only causes. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Are you singing to them, honey? I'm trying to tell them something. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to talk to them. Okay. So what happens when we skip over the things that we're scared of? We think they're just gonna go away, but what actually happens, it actually causes like gaps in the soul contract. I'm doing that because you're connected to your soul contract through your crown chakra, and that's why you receive information about what is in your soul contract, which results in pushing you towards doing things which feels like a fear. And so what is happening is that your spirit guides are pushing you towards doing it, but it feels like a gut feeling. But like I said, if we skip over it, it causes gaps in the contract, and this actually only pushes our guides to push us more through the crown chakra. So the fear actually just evolves more. And what happens is it just actually ends up resulting in anxiety and, like I said, more fear. So the only way to get rid of this is to face the fear head on and try whatever it is that you are scared of, and keep trying, okay? So for an example, for myself, I knew I wanted to have a YouTube channel, but I was scared to do it. There was one of my fears, and I pushed myself to do it because I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to do any of that, but I pushed myself towards doing that because I knew that was part of my soul contract. So why do we ignore these steps in our contract? It's because most of the time, we're not raised in environments where people or family push us to face our fears. We're raised to stay, most of us are raised to stay in our comfort zone, actually. And we're conditioned from birth to play it safe and not take risks. And this leads to a lot of us straying away from our authentic contract and our authentic selves. And a lot of people are afraid of speaking up or afraid of speaking their truth, for example. So I'm using the throat chakra being closed off, for example, because it's a common one. And this could be because nobody listened to them as a child, or people would always make fun of them whenever they spoke up, or not take them seriously when they did speak, which closes off the throat chakra. And there are many reasons this happens, but what this does is it closes the throat chakra, and all of our chakras work together. And even when one is closed, it shuts down the other one, which then shuts down the other ones, which then shuts down the crown chakra. So you're no longer receiving the guidance through your guides, okay? You're no longer connected to your authentic self. When the crown chakra is closed, then we aren't clearly aligned with our contract. And then all of a sudden, the person with the closed throat chakra decides they are going to speak their truth because they're just sick of it. And then, boom, all of a sudden, the crown chakra sort of reopens and activates again. And we are now receiving information about our contract again. But I'm just using the throat chakra as an example, and because there's many other things that happen to us when we grow up that condition us to have limiting beliefs, and limiting beliefs are things that usually close off our chakras, okay? So we can have more than one chakra at the same time also that needs to be worked on. Grief, for example, shuts down the heart chakra. This is why healing is so important for all of our chakras. It's really, really important for us to heal them. It's also important for us not to suppress our trauma, but instead integrate it by allowing ourselves to feel the emotions and let them out as well. So unpacking our emotions, whether it's with a counselor or a therapist, but there are many, many ways we can clear our chakras and work on this, which then helps us with healing, right? So it actually isn't that hard to open up our chakras and keep them aligned as long as we are being mindful of them every day. And there are so many tools that can help us with this. There are counselors, like I said, friends and family that we can vent to. We can meditate and ask our guides and Archangel Michael to cut the energetic cords that are keeping us stuck to negative energy. I do this on a daily basis. Even exercise and yoga can help to open our chakras. Going outside and reconnecting with Mother Earth, journaling, reiki, massage, there is so much we can do. So find what works for you, because there's so many things, like I said, that help us realign our chakras, which then realign us back to our soul contract. So we are back again following our contract, okay? So I did want to say that grief is the hardest wound to heal and the longest wound to heal, okay? But just taking 10 minutes every day to work on our chakras helps us heal anything. So I asked my guides what happens if we do take shortcuts in our contract, and they said that we will come back in our next lifetime to finish it. We do not have to come back, but we will usually want to, because completing a contract is like leveling up our soul. So the reason why we do come here, our soul reincarnates into this body and into this earth, is because it wants to evolve and learn as many lessons as it possibly can, to bring it back to source on the other side, or God, or universe, or whatever you choose to call it. And that is why we put these fears in our contract. Because you might be thinking, well, why would I put a fear in my contract? Well, it's not, like I said, it's not really a fear. It's something that you wanted to overcome in this lifetime. It was a lesson you decided to learn that you put in your blueprint. And so that's why the fear is coming in. Like I said, when we skip, we don't go after it, we don't try to face our fear. What's going to happen is it just makes the fear get bigger and bigger and causes anxiety and depression and can cause a bunch of other things. So I was guided to talk to you guys about that today, and it really helped me in regards to things that I was fearful about. So sit down and ask yourself, really look into why you're fearful of things, and you might even find that it's not because it's something that is dangerous for you or unhealthy, or that you can't do it. It's because you are actually meant to do it. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys with overcoming fear, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, share my channel, because it really, really helps me and all of that. And like I said, you can check out my other things in the description box below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.